Hello and welcome guys. So this is a tutorial on state machines. I showed you guys previously how this scene looks. I can just go and run it quickly. So here we are, we can shoot enemies and now they attack us. If we attack them, they attack back. And if I get far enough away, then they stop attacking me. They also attack when they get close enough, and my health bleeds, and then they can die as well. So let me just show you the state machine system. So I have a state machine class, a dictionary that holds all the states, current state, and then I got the actor class which I initialize in the initialize states function. So this function is called when we initialize the state machine, and then we can go ahead and set the state with this function. Set state, which it sets the current state. It sets up the current state and then exits the last current state and then enters the new current state. So these functions all do different things, but essentially there is an enter, an update, and an exit for each state. So this is calling the exit, and then it enters the new state which we assigned using this ID. Every state has an ID, and which makes it unique, and then we can get the state, we set the state, we get the state and set the state. And then there is an update in the state machine class which updates the current state. So it's pretty simple. Let me just show you how the state class looks. So this is the state class, this is the base state class. It has a init for initialization, and then an enter, update, and exit functions. So these functions are going to be overridden when we inherit from the state class. So I created a chase state over here. So you can see we inherit from the state class, and then we initialize getting the NPC. We get the NPC, the actor, and then we enter the state by playing an animation, and then in update we do all of these things. So we move the character around, and then set its target position, who to follow the target it has to follow that it's chasing. And this is also pretty simple. I have an animation string over here, so we can set the animation using in the inspector, and then there's a dead function. This is very simple, it's not much happening. And then there's an attack which just looks at the character, just calls look at to always face the character when it's attacking, and it's playing the attack animation. And then I have an attribute class which we can on damage is called when the damage function is called, and it emits a signal on damaged. And then this attribute class you can use for example health, stamina, any attributes like that. And we have a few attributes. So this is the scene that I set up. These are all enemies, and this is the first person character controller that we have. There's just a weapon over there that allows us to shoot. So you can see in the NPC class we have a chase range, an attack range, and a view angle. So we can go and change these view angles for when the character steps into view, which decides when to attack, if it's in view, and then the attack range, if it's in the attack range, if it's close enough it will attack. So you can change these values, and then the chase range is how far away the character has to be from the NPC to go into it to chase mode. And then we have a label to name the character, can move, if the character is allowed to move or not, or should it just remain in idle state. And then we have different speeds of fast and normal speed, and then the brawl damage, so how much damage that we're going to take when the character hits us. So you can go into the player class. Is a simple class just to move around the character and the camera. I've done a previous tutorial about this, so you guys can go and check that out if you want to. And then I got a NPC class over here. We get the navigation, 3D agent, animation player, a state machine, and a label just to show which state the character is in. So we get the target using the get first node in group. Since the player over here is in the player group, we can get the player, and then this is the state machine, obviously over here, state machine, SM. So we initialize the state, as I said, we set the state to which state we want, and the default is going to start in idle. And then in process we update the states. Over here we check if not alive, then go into dead state. Else if target's in range, if it's close enough in chase range, then start chasing, and it's in the view angle, then going to chase. Otherwise, inside this function, inside this statement, we check, we set it to attack if it's in attack range. So this attack range over here, if it's less than 1.35 in distance, it goes into attack range, attack state. Else it goes into chase state because it's not close enough, so it still continues to chase. And then it goes into idle here, else if it's still if it's alive and none of these pass. And then I update the state machine over here. I set the label to show us the state and the health of the character, and then this is the on health damage, is the signal being called. This is for the character, I believe. Anyway, we call this signal. Let me just check. Here's the inside the player class, we have a health node over here, and then we have an undamaged. I click on that, it leads us over here. It's going to call this function, and then it's going to just check a few things, and then call die if the character has to die. So this is the player class. The NPC class, as we were, does the same thing, and that's pretty much it. I got the idle state, the dead state, the chase state, and the attack state, the state machine and the state class, the base state class, and the state machine which handles all the states. So as you can see, the state machine updates in the physics process, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We run it. You can see the label is showing the state is idle, HP is 100, and when we shoot, the HP depletes, and the state is now in chase, and now it's in dead. So there's a few bugs which we can go and sort out, but it's not perfect, but it works. Now the NPCs, if we go into the model, so this model over here, they have an in the animation player. If we click on the animation player and scroll right to the bottom here, we can see, or let's just check the other character, one of these ones. Go into the model and the animation player, scroll to the bottom here, you can see I have a function being called enable and disable. These two functions are being called when the animation reaches this point. It enables a hit function. It enables that the character is allowed to hit, and when it reaches this point it disables it, so the character won't be taking damage anymore. So these functions can be called by adding a track. So I added a call method, and then I set it on the character itself, and then it calls enable and disable, which is in the script in the brawl class. So enable sets the monitoring of this brawl area 3D. It's in simple area 3D, and it calls this on body entered. So when we enter this, you can see there's a area 3D over here. It's a bit hard to see it, but there's an area 3D. So you can add an area 3D by right clicking, typing in area 3D like this. But we created a custom class called brawl, and it inherits from area 3D. So our brawl class over here is area 3D, and it enables and disables. So that is pretty much the tutorial. On body entered, this is what happens. It damages the health, and it enables and disables this monitoring and monitorable of the area 3D, disables and enables it. So if a character enters it, it takes damage. If it exits it, then it won't take damage. So that is pretty much it for the tutorial. Guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe on my new channel. Give this video a like and thumbs up. And yeah, more tutorials coming soon. I'll see you guys in the next video.